Hello to all. Today I am going to teach you all about the different cerebellar neuronal connections and different type of cerebellar nuclei and their connections with other cells present in the cerebral cortex. Now come to the cerebral cortex. प्रीवियस क्लास में आप लोग को बताया गया है cerebral cortex, white matter, different types of nuclei, layers of cerebral cortex, different divisions of the cerebellum. In short, I am going to give you the brief idea about the cerebral cortex, different layers and cells present in these layers. So first one, outer is molecular layer, middle is Purkinje cell layer, and inner is granular cell layer. Molecular cell layer contain two types of cells, that is stellate cells and basket cells. Purkinje cell layer is single cell layer and contain the Purkinje cells, that is middle layer, and inner layer is granular cell layer, contain two types of cell, that is granular cells and the Golgi cells. इस पिक्चर में देख सकते हो, outer one is molecular layer, middle one is this one is Purkinje cell layer, and deeper one is granular cell layer, contain Golgi cells and granular cells, and beneath this is white matter. White matter contains four types of cerebellar nuclei. So first, molecular cell layer. Molecular cell layer contain nerve endings and nerve cells. The nerve endings contains the dendrite of the Purkinje cells, the axon of the granular cells, and the afferent fiber from the inferior olivary nucleus, which ascend into this layer as a climbing fibers and form the synapses with the dendrite of the Purkinje cells. यहाँ क्लाइंबिंग फाइबर्स है, ये यहाँ पे Purkinje सेल लेयर के जो डेंड्राइट है वो यहाँ मॉलिकुलर सेल लेयर में आ रहे हैं. So these are the nerve endings, and two types of cells present in molecular layer. A star-shaped cell is a stellate cell, superficial in nature, and deep located is basket cells. Come to the second one, Purkinje cell layer, that is middle layer, the single cell layer, contain only Purkinje cells. It is the only one cell thick consisting of large flask-shaped Purkinje cells. You can see here this middle one is yellow in color is Purkinje cell layer, contain the flask-shaped Purkinje cells. इसके डेंड्राइट्स मॉलिकुलर लेयर में गए हुए हैं. These are about 15 million. There are about 15 million Purkinje cells present in our body. Their axons form the only output of the whole cerebellar cortex, which passes to the synaptic connection in the deep cerebellar nuclei. So इसके axons जो होते हैं, you can see here, ये जो axon होंगे ये white matter में जाएंगे और synapse करेंगे different nuclei which are present in the white matter. So cerebral cortex का जो output होगा वो axons of the Purkinje cells only. Come to the Purkinje cells जो dendrite होते हैं, they have the very extensive dendritic network that extends vertically into the outer molecular layer, see here, outer molecular layer, and provide a huge surface area for exodendritic synapse, this one. Come to the granular cell layer, that is inner one, this one is inner one, this green in color, that is inner one, contains two types of cells, granular and Golgi cells. The granular cells are small and numerous and have their cell body located in this layer. The cell axon ascend to the outer molecular layer. ये ग्रैनुलर सेल है, इसके एक्सॉन्स होते हैं वो ये ऊपर में असेंड करेंगे एंड फॉर्म द बाइफर्केट एंड forms the T type. The axons ascend to the outer molecular layer and then bifurcate to form a T. You see here T बनाते हैं यहाँ पे. And the two branches of the T run along with the long axis of the folium, and these fibers is known as parallel fibers. ये parallel fibers होंगे. So the axons of the granular cells form the parallel fiber in this molecular layer. And these parallel fibers makes excitatory synaptic contact with the dendrite of the many Purkinje cells, Golgi cells, basket cell and the stellate cells. ये parallel fibers सबके साथ synaptic connection करेंगे, Purkinje cell, Golgi cell, basket cell, stellate cells. So these parallel fibers are excitatory in nature. Come to the Golgi cells. These are large cells and less numerous than the glomerular cells, and their dendrites projects outward to the molecular layer and receives input from the parallel fibers. And the axon branches extensively and form the inhibitory synaptic connection with the dendrites of the granular cells. So these are the different layers of the cerebral cortex. Come to the sensory inputs. Sensory input of the cerebral cortex. The main source of input in the form of afferent fiber enter the cerebral cortex, and these are climbing fibers and the mossy fibers. So two types of fiber that are coming from the different part of the brain in the cerebellar cortex, and these are climbing and mossy fibers, and these both fibers are excitatory in nature. So the climbing fibers comes from inferior olivary nucleus via the olivocerebellar tract and goes to Purkinje cell layer, and second one is mossy fibers, and these fibers mainly coming from spino-vestibular reticular cuneo and corticopontine tracts and goes to cerebellar cortex. So these both sensory fibers are afferent fibers and both are in excitatory in nature. So the climbing fibers arises mainly cells in the inferior olivary nucleus. This nucleus present in medulla oblongata, and their activity is increased when a new movement is being learned. And these climbing fibers establish one-to-one connection with the Purkinje cell dendrite and excite it to discharge. And these climbing fibers gives collateral to those fibers that also excite the Golgi cells. Come to the mossy fibers. They are axons of the spinocerebellar, vestibulocerebellar, reticulocerebellar, cuneocerebellar and corticopontocerebellar tracts. And these mossy fibers make synaptic connection with many granular cells, and they end on the dendrite of the granular cells in a series of moss-like, and these form the glomeruli, that is exodendritic synaptic connections, and these glomeruli also contain the inhibitory ending of the Golgi cells. And these fibers are excitatory to the dendrite of all the fibers, and they exert a weak excitatory effect on many Purkinje cell dendrites via the parallel fiber of the granular cells. So here is the picture showing the different fibers coming to the cerebral cortex, मोजी फाइबर्स एंड द क्लाइमिंग फाइबर्स। इस पिक्चर को ध्यान से देखिए आप लोग, ठीक है। फर्स्ट वन इज दिस वन इज मोसी फाइबर्स, दिस वन इज क्लाइमिंग फाइबर, और ये जो है ग्रैन्युलर सेल्स है प्रेजेंट इन द इनर मोस्ट लेयर ऑफ द कॉर्टेक्स, एंड वाया पैरेलल फाइबर्स excite all the neurons like Golgi cells, Purkinje cell, stellate cell and basket cells. So these are excitatory in nature, मतलब यहाँ प्लस 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 सब जगह प्लस होगा, excitatory in nature, and this one is Golgi cells. This inhibitory to the ग्रैनुलर सेल्स, एक्सॉन जो यहाँ आएंगे, और स्टेलेट सेल्स जो होगा ये भी इनिबिट करेगा पर्किंजे सेल को, बास्केट सेल्स होगा ये भी इनिबिट करेगा, एंड दिस इज द ओनली आउटपुट फ्रॉम द सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स, एंड दीज एक्सॉन गो टू द डीपर सेरेब्रल न्यूक्लियाई दैट आर प्रेजेंट इन द वाइट मैटर. सो द excitatory in nature, these parallel fibers, and these are inhibitory effects. So excitatory nerve endings secrete glutamic acid and inhibitory secrete GABA neurotransmitter. तो इस पिक्चर को ध्यान से देखना है. दिस वन मॉलिक्यूलर लेयर, पर्किंजे सेल लेयर एंड इनर लेयर. गोल्जी सेल हुआ और ये ग्रैनुलर सेल्स हुआ, ये पर्किंजे सेल हुआ, स्टेलेट सेल, बास्केट सेल्स. जो पैरेलल फाइबर्स होंगे वो सबको एक्साइट करेंगे, दैट इज एक्साइटेटरी इन नेचर and secrete glutamic acid, and the output of the granular cells is always excitatory, and especially makes connection with the dendrites of the Purkinje cell, basket cell, stellate cells, and the output of the Purkinje cells, Golgi cells and the basket cell is always inhibitory. We can see here in the picture that is inhibitory in nature, that secretes GABA. So the stimulation of the basket cell produces inhibitory to Purkinje cells, and however the basket cell and Purkinje cells are excited by the some excitatory input, and this arrangement is called the feed forward inhibition and help to limit the duration of the excitation produced by any given apparent impulse. So there are three types of inhibition in CNS. One is feed forward inhibition, एक एफरेंट इनिबिशन होता है, और एक होता है निगेटिव फीडबैक इनिबिशन. सो थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ इनिबिशन प्रेजेंट इन CNS. Here is the example of the feed forward inhibition, that is stimulation of basket cell produces inhibitory effect on Purkinje cells via the inhibitory effect. So this picture is very important regarding the sensory input in the cerebral cortex. डिफरेंट लेयर्स में बताए हुए हैं कैसे कैसे एक्साइट होते हैं और कैसे इनिबिट होते हैं सेल्स जो होते हैं. ये प्लस प्लस है, जो ग्लूटामिक एसिड वाला जो है प्लस प्लस है, मतलब एक्साइटेटरी है, और गाबा वाला सब इनिबिटरी है, दैट इज इनिबिटरी नेचर. पर्किंजे सेल लेयर डिटेल्स है इसमें. इनिबिटरी इन नेचर, $15 million cells approx. Afferent fibers are parallel fibers, climbing fibers, stellate cells, basket cells, and efferent goes to deep cerebral nuclei. So the axon from the Purkinje cells is the only output of the whole cerebral cortex. That fibers goes to deep cerebral nuclei and makes synaptic connections with the deeper cerebral nuclei that are present in the white matter. बर्गैम्स ग्लियल सेल के बारे में यहाँ बताया हुआ, दैट इज पिक्यूलियर फॉर द सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स एंड सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स का पिक्यूलियर होता है ये सेरेबेलर कॉर्टेक्स में प्रेजेंट होता है एंड इट्स फंक्शन जो होता है वो मॉडिफाई करते हैं उसके सेल्स जो प्रेजेंट होते हैं, मॉड्यूलेटिंग होता है. कम टू द डीपर cerebellar nuclei that are of 4 types: dentate nucleus, emboliform nucleus, globosus nucleus and vestigial nucleus that are present in the white matter. Come to the neuronal circuit and the neuronal activity. The neuronal circuit in the cerebellum is highly complex and overlapping. So in brief enumerate यहाँ किए हुए हैं. एफरेंट फाइबर से होगा सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स का, ऑलरेडी बताया आप लोग को. क्लाइमिंग फाइबर, मोजी फाइबर. Neuronal activity of the deep cerebral circuits include the feed forward inhibition of the Purkinje cell, feed forward inhibition of granular cells, feedback inhibition of the granular cells, deep cerebral nuclei के साथ connections बताया हुआ. This one is mossy fibers. This one axons of the Purkinje cell goes to the deeper cerebral nuclei. Granular cells from the parallel fibers. Granular cells, axon of these cells form the parallel fibers, and these parallel fibers of the granular cells excites the basket cell, stellate cell, Purkinje cells. Afferent connections not very important. So neuronal activity by these cerebral nuclei includes the input are from the climbing fibers, mossy fiber, and the output comes from the Purkinje cells, and these axons go to synapse with the deeper cerebral nuclei. From these deeper cerebral nuclei, fibers comes and goes to thalamus and brainstem nuclei, and these finally go to cerebral cortex, and these modulate the activity of movement, voluntary movement via the motor pathway and to the spinal cord. Now come to the connections of the cerebellum. There are two types of connections: afferent connections and the efferent connections. So afferent connections means input जो होता है, और efferent means जो output होते हैं, जो cerebellum से out होंगे. So connections of the cerebellum. Here is the terms from the peduncle. What is peduncle? The cerebellum connected to the brainstem by 3 pairs of cerebellar peduncles. So जो cerebellum जो होगा वो brainstem से connected by the cerebellar peduncles, and there are of 3 types: superior cerebellar peduncle, middle and the inferior. So these peduncles connect to the cerebellum to brainstem on both sides. The cerebellar peduncles come about the inferior peduncles. Afferent are dorsospinocerebellar, external arcuate fibers, vestibulocerebellar tract, olivocerebellar tract, reticulocerebellar tract, and the middle one contain the afferent fiber from the cerebropontine cerebellar tracts. And the superior peduncle, the afferent fiber are of tectocerebellar, ventral, spinocerebellar, and the efferent include the dentoruberal, dentothalamic, and the midbrain. The afferent connection also the dorsal cerebellar tract, dorsal spinocerebellar tract, ventral spinocerebellar tract, cuneocerebellar tract, and the oligocerebellar tract. Corticopontocerebellar tract, tectocerebellar tract. From the superior colliculi, visual impulses, and the inferior colliculi, auditory impulses of the tecton of the midbrain. Vestibular cerebellar tract, that is responsible for the position and the movement of the head. Rubrocerebellar tract from the motor cortex, and reticulocerebellar tract. Now come to the localization of sensory impulses to cerebellum. Like the sensory and the motor cortex, there is point for point representation of the sensory impulses. That are sensory impulses are of tactile, proprioceptive, auditory, and visual from the whole body in the cerebellum. Two such separate sensory areas have been recognized, one in the anterior lobe and other in the posterior lobe. You can see here in the picture. The anterior area encloses the entire anterior lobe and lobosus simplex. The body representation is an ipsilateral projection and is inverted. Axial body surface is represented medially and extremities laterally. इस पिक्चर में देख सकते हो लोकलाइजेशन बताया गया है. The posterior area is located primarily in the paramedian lobule, and the body representation is a bilateral projection, less defined and is erect. The auditory and the visual area lie primarily in the lobosus simplex, folium, and the tuber vermis. So cerebellum is not concerned with consciousness of sensation. Now come to the efferent connections. Efferent connections are of dento-rubro-thalamo-cortical pathway, cerebello-thalamic cortical pathway, cerebello-reticular pathway, cerebello-vestibular fibers, cerebello-olivary fibers, oculomotor nerve, and tectum. Efferent fibers. There is efferent connections from the cerebellum. The Purkinje cell axon passes to the deeper cell nuclei in an orderly manner, and their influences on these nuclei is purely inhibitory and via the release of GABA. Within the white matter are embedded 4 types of nuclei, that are dentate, emboliform, fastigial, and globosus. As the emboliform and the globosus nuclei have the similar connections, these together known as nucleus interpositus. इस चार्ट में you can see here in the chart the different type of efferent cerebellar pathway, the connections of the emboliform and globosus. ये एक ही साथ दिया हुआ है, इस सेम होते हैं, सिमिलर होते हैं, इसीलिए इसको एक साथ दिया हुआ है. एम्बोलीफॉर्म एंड ग्लोबोसस के एफरेंट जो फाइबर्स हैं वो फाइबर्स फ्रॉम द स्पाइनल सेरेबेलम से आएंगे. ऑन इफरेंट फाइबर गोज टू वाया सुपीरियर सेरेब्रल पेडिकल टू रेड न्यूक्लियस एंड वाया सुपीरियर रेड न्यूक्लियस एंड रेटिकुलर फॉर्मेशन, एंड इन dentate via the afferent fibers from neocerebellar portion of the posterior lobe, and efferent via the superior cerebellar peduncle to red nucleus and the ventrolateral nucleus of the thalamus. And these fibers finally get projected to the area 4 and 6 of motor cortex. These are the fibers, afferent and efferent from dentate nucleus. Come to the fastigial. In fastigial nucleus, the fibers comes mainly from the follicular-nodular lobe and some from the spinal cerebellar tracts. And efferent fiber goes via inferior cerebral peduncle to the vestibular nucleus and medullary reticular formation via the medial longitudinal bundle ascending reticular formation. And हो गए. So these are the different pathway from the different nucleus that are present in the white matter. Come to the functions of cerebellum. The main functions are control of the body posture and equilibrium, control of the muscle tone and stretch reflex, control of voluntary movement. The cerebellum mainly coordinate the movement and also take part in motor learning. So, responsible for the motor learning and coordination of movement. In a circuit, you have seen that the parallel fibers input to the Purkinje cell produces the simple spike is responsible for outgoing motor signals. When there is mismatch between the intended task and task performed, the error signal stimulates the climbing fibers via the inferior olivary nucleus, and the complex spike formed by the climbing fibers produces long-term depression of the parallel fiber synapses, changing the synaptic strength and nature of motor response. And such modification goes on until the movement is correct and the motor program is then fixed. And this is the basis of correcting the function of cerebellum, and it is also the basis of motor learning. So this is the theory behind the functions related to motor learning and correction of the desired motor functions. And cerebellum is also effect on the initiation, termination and timing of the movement. Actually, cerebellum regulates the rate, range, force and direction of the movement and help in coordinating all type of movement. So thus in cerebral disease there is sign of incoordination present in the cerebral disease. So mainly cerebellum are related functions are mainly coordination of the movement and motor learning. And second, control the muscle tone and stretch reflex, posture, equilibrium. The follicular nodular lobe of the cerebellum, through its connection with the vestibular nuclei, is concerned with the posture and equilibrium of the body. So this is the picture how the body posture and equilibrium is controlled by the cerebellum. Control of the muscle tone and stretch reflex. Mainly function of the spinocerebellum. Change in the body posture, they are proprioceptive from the body via the spinocerebellar, crâniocerebellar and tectocerebellar pathway. And final there is reflex, correction of the muscle tone. Final goes to anterior horn cells and maintains the new posture. Mechanism of action, comparator function, damping function, timing and programming of the function, control of ballistic movement and servo mechanism. Other functions of the cerebellum include autonomic system through the hypothalamus and reticular formation, ascending sensory pathway through reticular formation and thalamus, eyeball movement through the vestibular nuclei. Come to the signs of cerebellar region. The cerebellar disease, there is no sign of symptom of malformation when the patient is at rest, but they appear when the subjects begin to movement. So the common cause are vascular occlusion, that is by thrombosis of the vessels, any tumor, or any injury to the cerebellum. The signs of the cerebral dysfunctions. There is a disturbance in tone and posture that include atonia or hypotonia, attitude changes, that is rotation of face to opposite side, lowering of the shoulders, outward rotation and abduction, outward rotation and abduction of leg, deviation movement, and effect on deep reflexes. Equilibrium disturbance, that is gait disturbed, the gait becomes the drunken type, and in movement disturbance there is ataxia, intentional tremor, nystagmus, dysarthria, and asphyxia. So ataxia, these are the signs of the cerebral dysfunctions. There is intentional tremor. This type of tremor characteristic of the cerebral lesions and being absent at rest and present during the movement, and the tremor intensify on approaching the target. Actually, it is an extension of pass pointing. The fingers overshoot and then in an attempt to correct overshoot in the opposite direction, and these alternating movement in opposite direction continue the tremor. So actually it is the pass pointing effect. There is nystagmus. Nystagmus is the condition when there is jerky oscillating movements called the nystagmus appear in the eyeball due to the incoordination of the ocular muscles. So ataxia. Third one is astasia. What is astasia? There is incoordination of the movement. Clinical tests include finger nose test, dadocokinesia, rebound phenomena, post pointing, and the signs are Romberg's test and tandem gait. So these are the different signs of the cerebellar dysfunction.